win or go home. Hit it.
Oh my God, I just gonna keep running. High knees, high knees, high knees, high knees. Shout out to Master P. How you do that there? Welcome to the Winner Go Home podcast. I am your host, Doughboy, Big Doe Beezy, Backyard Doe, the one and only, the freshest with the best with the best, the one that's a mess, Big Doe Beezy. And you know, here, you know, we love football. We do football. We love football. We do football. That's what we do. We love it. We love it. We love it. We love it. But the NBA season been jumping. NBA only been around about 2 weeks. You gotta let it marinate. You gotta let it marinate. So, where do we attack first? They out there gambling. They out there gambling, and they out there getting caught. Chauncey Billups, Terry Rozier. We're not even gonna get started. We're not even gonna get started with. Y'all know who he is, right? So here's my thing, right? I am not about to attack Terry Rozier. I am not about to attack Chauncey Billups, Damon Jones, Gilbert Arenas, whoever the 50 are. Y'all not getting attacked. This is a conversation I'm having with just the National Basketball Association here in our first segment of the day, the warm-up. I don't understand how we can penalize athletes for gambling and fixing games and setting up games and setting up bets for their friends to win and their friends to lose. I don't understand how there's a penalty for them. Yes, listen to me. They kill the integrity of the game by fixing games. I truly understand that. Football, basketball, baseball, hockey, soccer, Olympics, tennis, track. I understand that that's what that is and that's what that does. But the problem I'm having is those gambling websites sponsor y'all. So you watch an NBA game and they say, brought to you in part by FanDuel. And then you tell the NBA player, if you bet on yourself, you're in trouble. I'm confused. So if I bet on myself, which is wrong because you kill the integrity of what you're doing, but they still pay you to be able to promote gambling on the establishment where you won't let the players gamble. So the propaganda is you. You're the owner. How you gonna be sponsored by FanDuel and then tell your your employees, don't use FanDuel? You kind of got to eliminate the whole situation, but you won't eliminate the whole situation because you get paid from it. So you go, maybe once in a while, I'll draw a penalty and get a couple of players messed up, or we'll investigate a player here and here, and we'll throw away the integrity of the game. But that's all we're doing is throwing away the integrity of the game either way. Before we had sports betting, we had referees that fixed the games, period. So if they were already fixing the games, how are we supposed to trust the sport? The sport, they've been rigging sports for years, forever. They've been fixing fights forever. This has been a forever thing. But when you and it ain't Vegas, when you let these sports betting sites do partnership deals with your brand, it's very hard for me to believe and not think you know what's going on. And now you have to save fucking face by going, oh man, he was doing illegal bet. You can't bet on yourself. That's true. Calvin Ridley got in trouble for it. He betted on himself. Terry Rozier got in trouble for it. He betted on himself. But both of the apps that they use to bet on themselves sponsors the company that they work for. So how can I punish you when these motherfuckers is paying me to promote them niggas to gamble, but then you can't gamble? And I get the rules for the people who don't listen. It kills the integrity of the game. But you staying in bed with that said company that's illegal to him, it's not fair and it's not right. So if you really want to make a change with sports betting, you have to eliminate that shit from your product. Because now there are people out here who can't watch NBA games without thinking this shit is fake, who can't watch football games without thinking this shit is rigged. There are people out here who go through that shit now. So you can't sit here and be on some bullshit like, oh, it's this and it's that. Nah, you got to do it. It's the integrity of the game. You got to let them go. There are people out here who no longer trust sports. So I don't get how you can do that and then in the same breath suspend people and fine people for using a company that you allowed to infiltrate your structure. Like, that's crazy. He's betting. He can't do that. Why are you taking the payment from them then? Why are you messing up your own integrity? I don't care how people feel. I don't care what people think. These are just my thoughts. You killing your own shit by doing this, man. And that shit's not cool. That shit's not cool. Take LeBron James for the under. You ain't hear that from me, though. First half. So I call this first half segment Taken Out of Complex. I watched the whole interview. Shout out to Carmelo Anthony. Shout out to the 7 p.m. in Brooklyn podcast. They had Stephen A. Smith up there when he was up there trying to violate LeBron James. My take on that whole thing is this. One, people sincerely owe Carmelo Anthony a full apology because Carmelo Anthony not once knew that Stephen A. was going to do that, and he tried his best to make Stephen A. Smith see it his way. Like, yo, y'all niggas need to piece it up. Y'all niggas need to, like, come together because y'all both my mans. I don't want to fuck this up. Like, we family. Like, let's act like family. You know what I'm saying? Stephen A. was like, nah, because I feel disrespected. You know what I'm saying? Like, Stephen A. was like, yo, I don't like his ass and all that shit. And I understand what Stephen A. was saying, just like I understand where LeBron was coming from. But the problem isn't that them two have a problem with each other. The problem is y'all motherfuckers eat that shit up. So Stephen A. Smith said, if I never said nothing to LeBron, what would y'all say about him saying something to me at the game? And they said, we would have said, he punked you. He bitched you. And Stephen A. Smith said, exactly. So now my question to you is, Stephen A., much respected, 30 plus years, one of the greatest sports analysts of all time. Do you now understand? Do you now understand how athletes feel? Like, no disrespect. Do you truly understand how athletes feel? Like, do you get it, my nigga? Like, do you get it? Like, no disrespect to Stephen A., but do you get it? Do you get when a narrative is pushed and you're trying your best to fight back, but no matter how much you fight back, it don't work? Do you understand now? Is it clicking? Do you understand it now? Do you understand why NBA play? Why do you understand why athletes have do you understand why anybody in entertainment has a problem with the media game? I don't think you fucking get it. Like you my mans, you're one of my favorites, top 5 all time sports media journalists ever. But you don't get it. But this is your first time really in that situation. So like you said, if you never said nothing and LeBron James would have did that, niggas would have said you just got punked and you just got bitched. That is 100% true, Stephen A. Smith. You are now saying something. And what they saying? You're talking like you're fucking tough. You won't let that shit fucking go. What do it sound? They treating you like a what? They treating you like a what? A walking fucking media take. You a human. And they ain't treating you like no fucking human. They treating you like a fucking walking media take. That's exactly what they treating you like. And you sitting here going, oh man, I don't know, because the way they treat me, it's not respectful. Where are the people at that had my back? Where are the people at that said this? And where are the people at that said that? That's what he's saying. He asking for, and my apologies for looking away. I'm just looking for something real quick. I'm so sorry, people. I usually don't do this, but I am looking for something. I'm so sorry. 1 second. All right. There are people who go through that every day. And they look for somebody to help them. And they can look for somebody to understand them. And they look for somebody to like feel their pain. So there are people, he's asking, yo, why ain't nobody looking out for me? Where's everybody at that got my back? Where's everybody at that's like, yo, for 30 years, this has never happened to Stephen A. Smith. For 20 years, this has never happened to Stephen A. Smith. He said, where are all those people at? The same athletes asked the same question. You sat up there and you told Carmelo Anthony, yo, Melo called you and said, Stephen A., you got my phone number. Why you ain't just call me? And you said you was in Rio. And he said, nigga, that never stopped you before. And you said you absolutely right. You got into it with Allen Iverson. You got into it with Kobe Bryant. But the problem is everybody's not them. So everybody is a lot of people are non-confrontational. Like whether it's a big confrontation or a little confrontation, it's a confrontation. The problem you're having right now is you went up against somebody they love, which is LeBron James. And you're on the receiving end of that. See, when you got into it with Kevin Durant never pressed you. He just said little shit, you said little shit. You was face to face with the fucking bull. And now you don't like how you're being perceived in the media. This ain't got shit to do with him pressing you. You don't like how it made you look. Because I don't know what he said. We don't know what he said. We only can speculate and piece together what LeBron James said about you. Say it to you. But the part you're missing is you feel disrespected. Same way Westbrook felt disrespected when Skip used to call him Westbrick. Same way T Sizzle, I ain't gonna never forget about you, Terrell Suggs. You my guy. The same way he felt about Skip Bayless. Like, don't act like, oh, nobody had my back. Motherfucker, nobody had their backs. And I'm not saying, Stephen A., you kicked they back in. But you have had your fair share of run-ins with athletes. And this is how it go. You make the narrative, whether it's a good, bad, or whether it's the truth or a lie. You make the narrative gets spent, the man can't defend himself, damn if he do, damned if he don't. He's at a lose-lose. There's nothing he can do. So, Stephen A., all I can say is put your head down and move forward. Carmelo Anthony went through it. The man you was talking to went through it. You was talking to somebody about how people didn't have your back and couldn't wait to talk shit about you. Facts. I'm on your side. That really happened. But now you understand, and you should have always understood, and I believe you always understood, but now I'm just speaking from this point. Now you understand how they fucking feel, bro. How they feel. Like you said, yo, I got caught slipping. I mean, if I would have known that would have happened, that's called caught slipping. You don't know that was going to happen. LeBron didn't know if he missed the shot, y'all niggas was going to call him ass and take him out the GOAT conversation. Westbrook didn't know if he had a bad season in the LA uniform, from what y'all say, he would be treated the way he's treated. These players don't know that. All y'all do is get up there, y'all speak y'all opinion and disregard and not give a fuck how it makes the athlete feel. And then when the athlete feels some type of way, y'all excuse to the athlete is, I'm just criticizing your game. Until that nigga walk up on you. Now what you criticizing? I don't even know if what LeBron said about you was about Bronny. We just assume that. And we assume that. And Stephen A., I get you. I watch your show. You don't really say disrespectful things about Bronny. I'm 100% on your side with that. I'm 100% on your side with that. But at the same time, you up there talking about something, that ain't me that said something about his kid. It was Kendrick Perkins. Why you ain't saying nothing to them? Why you saying something to me? Well, I'm saying something to you because you the needle mover. You determine that. You shut that down. You want me to give you a perfect example of what I mean? The show is going now. But every time Skip Bayless got extremely disrespectful towards an athlete that was not needed to be had, who was there to defend them on Skip Bayless's morning show? Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp did not play that. Now, Shannon Sharp never called him Westbrick, But Shannon Sharp didn't play that, especially athletes that he liked. So when you hear people say what they say and they take shots the way they take shots, Stephen A., you're the mountain. You're the man on the mountain. You're the leader of the camp. You're the leader of the band. And what you say? You've been number one for, 11 straight years? Not one day, not 1 week, not 1 hour have you ever not been number one? You've been number one because of you, and I agree with that. He's number one because of him. He has intertwined more co-hosts than anybody and never lost the number one slot for 11 years. You see why it bothers him that you allow that shit on your platform, and you can't say you don't because you said, I'm not the one that said that about your son. Kendrick Perkins did. You threw Big Perk under the bus. So you know. So you not understanding, but you brag about how you a leader. You understand that. On this platform, I'm responsible for any outlandish shit somebody else say about somebody that's disrespectful. A motherfucker might not come up here and sit with me because of what I said, because of what my mans or my co-host said. You're responsible for that, bro. So just take my advice to you, Stephen A. Take the L. Move on. Move on. Because you look bad when you just can't accept the L and move the fuck on. You look bad. Take the L and just move on. Second half, people. The New York Jets got to win. Let's clap it up for the New York Jets. Okay, I understand. So we 1-7 with no hopes of a future and no hopes of a presence. I just wanted to acknowledge that we won. That's the take. There is no other take. There is no breakdown. There is no we need to do this. There is no we need to do that. Motherfucker, we look like we used every play in the fucking playbook to make this win happen. And I'm just going to say, whatever. That's all I got. It's whatever. That's my Jet take. Ain't no reason to go any further. Ain't no reason to go any deeper. Ain't no reason to do. We won a game. And the words of the great Young Thug, whoop they fucking do. But we won a game. And that's my second half take. That's the whole take. Ain't nothing deep. That's it. You can click off this now. You can roll off. I mean, you can do that. That's all I got for the Jets. That shit is over. We fucking dirt. Hey, yo, we dirt. I'm sorry. I can't get a good take. All right, now, for overtime. You know I was going to dedicate something to my Jets. Fuck, this is overtime. Now, in overtime, I want to have a conversation. Well, not even a conversation. I just want to take some time out, say something real quick. I want to have a conversation. The conversation is, where do you lie with sports betting and athletes betting on themselves in sports? Do you think sports betting has killed the integrity of sports, or do you think sports betting has helped the sport? Because I know a lot of people may think, them adding sport betting and making it a legal thing is a positive. More people watch the show. More people watch the product. More people, they gambling, so more eyes is on the product. But I think that shit hurts the product because I could make $1 million off Jason Tatum, but Jason Tatum can't put $1 million on himself to score 10 points. I think that's unfair, but at the same time, I understand why sports betting is not allowed for the players, because I keep saying you kill the integrity of the game by, hey, yo, I'm only going to score 10 points tonight when you know you can score 40. And then you tell your mans put $30,000 on it so he could get rich. I understand that, but at the same time, I feel like we need to get rid of sports betting. It was always a bad idea to make it legal, not get rid of it. It was always a bad idea to make it legal because gambling is one of the things that tore up a lot of shit. Pete Rose, baseball. Gambling fucks up a lot of stuff. Calvin Ridley. Now we got the Chauncey Billups situation. So I feel like gambling is a scary thing to do. And the NFL and the NBA or whoever is sponsored by them, they need to just let it go. I understand. I'm speaking from a standpoint of a nigga. I'm not a gambling addict. I'm not addicted to gambling, but we gotta figure that shit out. Like, and we have to figure that shit out like fast. We can't play around with that shit. I mean, so I didn't leave y'all here too late. There are no picks of the weeks this week. It's just me and my nigga Andy. And Andy be feeling Randy. And Andy be Randy because Randy is Andy, and when Andy is Randy. This is Dope Boy. This is the I Don't Care What You Think Network. This is the Win or Go Home podcast, sponsored by Supplement.
Hey.